So yeah, I'll throw you a question and just be ready to answer it. It's not like
Okay.
a huge one, but just objectively. So this isn't your favorite, but just like for the standard of any movie, what is like the best Pixar movie? Just what do you think?
Oh,
I know it's not an easy one. I
best
don't even have an
Pixar.
answer yet. Cause you know your
Actually,
Pixar,
I
right?
think yeah. Oh, yes, I do. I think I
Okay,
have my answer already. And I
that
could
was
I could
quick.
talk really in depth about many different options, but ultimately, I'm gonna come to the decision of Cars.
Really,
Yeah,
Cars?
yeah.
Okay, explain.
Okay,
Before I judge.
let's start with the soundtrack alone. We've got Shaboom. Enough said. We've also got we've also got
You're gonna forget Life is the Highway? Life is
Life
a
is a
Highway.
Highway. We've
You
got
just
Life is
forgot
a
about
Highway. I did forget about it.
it.
We've got Life is a Highway. We've got Real Gone. Real Gone. That one. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, real gone.
Know what I'm saying? And then it's called what's it called? What's it called?
I'm only thinking of Shaboom now. Like, it clicked what song that was. I
Life
agreed
could
at
be
first.
dream.
Yeah, it's that
Shaboom, I
one.
could pick you up. No, the one where Sally and Lightning McQueen are driving. It's like.
Is that like a specific song?
Yes,
I always
you.
thought that was just some. I don't know. It's been a minute. Did you
You
watch that
know?
movie in theaters? Because that's the only time I've ever seen that movie.
No. I'm pretty sure I was
Really?
like 2 when it came out.
No, you weren't. I must have been like 6. I'm looking. Cars came out. You want to remind me what your day was? Do you
Either
remember?
August 15th or November 15th of 2003.
November 7th, 2006.
Oh, okay. But I was pretty close with November.
I don't know why I remember the exact year, but I do. I guess I saw it in theaters, and I saw the
Okay.
second one in like a really bougie theater, and that I remember more
Dang, you
because
were
it
like
was
an
like
OG fan.
I don't know. I never really liked the movie, to be honest. I always thought it was super slow. Like, right?
With
I don't know. A lot of
Shaboom?
people give me trash for that. Yeah, it was just like what is the fun part in that movie? Is it the race at the end?
No, it's the vibe.
What
Are you
vibe do you
kidding?
get? Is it the 50s vibe you're talking about?
Yeah, when all the lights kick on in Radiator Springs.
Okay,
Think,
that's
okay,
fair.
put yourself, here's how I'm going to convince you. Plop yourself from this moment where you are into California Adventure at Disneyland. Radiator Springs, the lights just turned on. It's the sun has set, but it's still light outside,
Okay,
and
I'm
the
not saying that's
neon
not the
lights are
best feeling
going.
in the mood. That's a total mood. It's the best feeling in the world. But
Right.
like, I just think like that doesn't make it the best Pixar movie. I
Okay.
guess I think objectively looking at Pixar, I think something it does really good is it like makes you like it gives a vibe of a movie, right? Like you were kind of saying, like so we're thinking Cars, we got that whole radiator screen like picture in your mind when you think Cars,
Right.
and it comes with the lights, it comes with the little like mountainscape area. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like The Rock.
Like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of that movie is that scene where he's like go right to go left, and he like falls off that
Yeah.
like dusty road.
Yeah.
That's the first thing, and I just think that's a really boring like scene. But like, I see it's meaningful and all that. I'm not doubting it, but it just feels weird.
Okay.
It's just boring. I don't know. I was gonna
I'm
think
willing to
my
hear.
thoughts. Sorry,
Okay,
what?
I'm ready. I was going to say I'm
Okay,
willing to hear your opinion.
okay. I like where this is going, but
Okay.
I think I'm kind of torn between two because I feel like you got to give Toy Story the credit it deserves. It
True.
it came we came from Toy Story for a reason. Like it had everything in it. It was all imaginative and it gave you that whole world of toys and like the vibe, yeah. And then it gave you
Mhm.
like I don't know, it was funny. I think, as I recall, there are jokes in that movie that I haven't
Yeah.
seen in years. I'll have
Right.
to rewatch it now. But also, I think Ratatouille is like the Pixar movie.
Okay.
What do you think? You did not look like you agreed with me.
I can respect it, but I can't agree with it.
Ooh. Okay, let me defend my case. So
Okay.
Ratatouille, it's like it's about a rat, right? It gives you this world of rats that it's like, oh,
It is about a
we
rat.
got thoughts. It is about rats. It's largely about them, some would say. It's part of the title. But Like they even thought of a food that was like, all right, rats in it. He's gonna make that at the end of the movie. But yeah, that's like it gives you this whole world that we're talking about, which is like a big thing for every Pixar movie. If it doesn't give you a world, it's not a Pixar movie. That's
Yeah,
just
that's fair.
I think that's a standard. It also gives you like Remy, who's a character we all want to root for, right? A rat who wants to be a chef. That's
Correct.
big dreaming. I don't know any bigger dreams. But yeah,
In Paris,
so
of all places.
In Paris, where else would a rat be a chef? And you know what? He just doesn't settle for less. So we respect him for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's all my case. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that enough to sell you?
Again, I respect it. I do.
But it's not
For
better
me,
than Cars.
A big factor has to be the soundtrack.
You know what?
And
You're right.
there's only one song in Ratatouille that like sticks out to me, and it's like the one that's like,
yeah. That is playing in my head when I say the word Ratatouille. But the only scene that comes to mind, you know, adverse to Cars, is this part where he's like biting the cheese and it takes you into like
Yes.
the whole dream thing.
Ba-da-ba,
That's
ba-da-ba.
something. Exactly. And that's unmatchable in any other Pixar movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
An honorable
No?
mention, though. Honorable mention. I do love a good Monsters Inc.
Oh, Monsters Inc. is great. If I was gonna go favorite, I'd say Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Well, what's your favorite? We won't go into it, but just to get it off the table,
Favorite?
clear it off our chests.
I don't know.
You don't
Maybe
know
I
your
would say
favorite?
I might switch this around. I think that I might say Cars is my favorite, but what was the original question? Which one's the best objectively?
Yeah, just the best, like objectively. Like it's not your like favorite per se, but it's just like okay, that one's made the best, I guess.
Well, to be fair, we've only discussed the old school ones. We have not brought up, is Coco Pixar?
I don't think so. I
I
think
thought
Coco
it
is just
was,
like
but I
the
think
new
it's
Disney.
now. Yeah, okay,
I'm
never
pretty
mind.
sure it's not. I can
But
look it up,
Inside
but I
Out,
don't really feel like
Inside
it.
Out is for sure Pixar. But that would
It
not
is.
be high on my list.
No, that's nowhere near my favorite. It's nowhere near perfect, but it exists. I know a lot of people like it, so I'm not gonna say it sucks, but
Yeah.
I never got behind it. I'd say Incredibles is up there.
Incredibles, yeah, for
You know,
sure.
if we were talking about superhero movies, just like in general, I think Incredibles would probably be like at least like towards the very top.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother podcast.
Okay, here's another question, and this is a clarification.
Okay.
What is Emperor's New Groove? Because if that's Pixar, that's my number
That's
one.
not Pixar. That's way. I don't know if it's before Pixar, but it was like old Disney. You know, like we're still 2D.
Really?
But oh my god, what a movie!
That's the best movie of all time.
Anyways, we're off topic. Welcome to the Many Friends of David S., the first episode with my very special guest, the lovely Julia Geving. Say hi, Julia Geving.
Hi, Julia Geving.
Haha, classic joke. Anyways, this is a video podcast with all my friends, one at a time, to be clear. I'm David
not all
S.,
of
that's
David's
my
friends.
guest. I mean, we'll see how many episodes we get. Yeah, so all we do is talk, and sometimes it's interesting. Other times I don't have any guests to be on the show. With us is our lovely co-host, Mr. Chubby Wubby, childhood bear, and something to look at when I don't want to look at the camera. Thanks for saying hi to him. He appreciated it. I don't really know what else to say about this podcast. It's either fun or it isn't. Anyways, so Julia Geving, you are and I always get this wrong, but I believe you're no longer a sociology major. You're an early childhood education major.
Close. Elementary education.
That was the closest I've ever gotten, though.
Yeah,
Props for
that is.
right?
I can't even get that. That was the closest, most progress.
Yeah. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've gone back and forth between quite a few, but definitely teaching is the way that I want to go. I love working with kids, and that's basically my favorite thing to do because I get to be silly. I taught a lesson in one of my classes the other day, and I played a video because the lesson was on noun, verbs, and adjectives, and I found this video where this man was going on he was like in the jungle, and then he was like, we're gonna find this amazing newt that vibrates. So then it was like talking about
Yeah, it's all three of
adjectives,
them.
nouns, and verbs. Yeah. And it's like this wild animal that you want to catch. And then when I taught the lesson in front of my class, then I got to be like, okay, who wants to go on a safari today? Can anyone tell me what a safari is? And then it was really fun. And we talked about a safari, and we're like, okay, let's see if we can see this amazing newt, because I've heard if we can catch him, we can probably see him vibrate. And it's just really fun to me because I get to be
Wait, so
told.
you had like a newt in the class, or what was the?
No, it was a video of this like guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had thought that you had like adapted that, like you all saw the video and then you're like, oh, we're gonna look for it in the room, which would have been cool too.
I wish, yeah.
You can just hide things in there. Wait, that's not a bad idea, is it? You just hide things in the class for them? Well, no, then you got archaeologists and they're all tearing apart walls and stuff, right? It's like an escape room, but with less rules.
Because you know when like you'd be in preschool or kindergarten, and then like on St. Patrick's Day, the leprechauns would come and like make a mess and then leave gold everywhere.
Did they do that in your preschool?
Yeah, and then you'd like go to recess and the room would be like destroyed and you'd find gold. But you didn't have that?
No. So
like,
you go to recess, the teacher destroys your room, right? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously not a leprechaun, but like...
Well,
Right?
it was a leprechaun. But like
It was a leprechaun.
you'd be in preschool, and then you're just like sitting there like doing preschool things, and then it's time for recess. And usually, like, I guess looking at it now, one of the teachers would stay behind while the other ones took us out for recess, and our classroom was completely normal. We go outside, and then when we come back, literally like the papers are torn off the wall, there's like furniture like upside down, and like green like confetti everywhere, and then you'd find like pots of like gold, like little gold nuggets, and then we'd all get to like go home with gold, and we all were
What a
like,
good day to be a
so-
teacher.
Yeah, no, it was so
Like, what if
fun.
you
You'd be
hate a kid?
"Don't
You're like,
let
oh,
them on."
Exactly. You'd just be like, I hate this Julia kid. I'm going to definitely rip up all her stuff, and then we'll give her
Yeah.
extra gold nuggets.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously, it could be like that however you wanted.
Um,
Speaking of teaching, in one of my classes, it's the same one that I taught that lesson in. Someone else was teaching their lesson today, and I thought that you'd enjoy this.
I would.
But she was doing an activity on like the solar system, so she like was handing out. Each table group had Play-Doh, and then we had to split the Play-Doh into like actually represent the sizes of the planets.
Okay.
And then when we were doing it, me and my table group were talking. We were like, wow, this is like, she splurged because we have to pay for all the stuff ourselves. So like I had to go and like for my activity, I like went and bought glue sticks, and like that was a big expense for me. But that was all I was willing to pay. Okay. And then it was like, wow, Play-Doh is expensive. And then at the end of her lesson, she goes, by the way, you guys can keep the Play-Doh. So I'm sitting here with my Play-Doh.
Just playing
And
with
then
Play-Doh,
no one
okay.
else, at the other tables, they didn't want theirs. So I went home with 3 pots of Play-Doh for free.
Huh. You know, I do appreciate free Play-Doh, but was that what like your selling point was? You're like, David's gonna love the free Play-Doh, or did I
Yeah.
miss the? Okay,
No,
because
it's just that I
I
got
don't know
free
if you know
Play-Doh.
this, but like I think there's probably like 3 things in the world that I hate more than Play-Doh.
Come
I
on.
hate Play-Doh. I hate the
What?
idea that I like my like greasy hands can be all over it, and then somebody else's, and it's not like it goes away. They don't like forget after a while. It's still in the Play-Doh. And then you play with it and your hands get all greasy, and I hate that. And then they smell like Play-Doh for the day, you know? You can
just
try
wash
to
your
wash it
hands.
off.
Yeah.
You can try, but it's still gonna have a little bit of a Play-Doh smell. I can't get behind that.
Okay.
It's-
I mean, you could say that about literally anything in the world that you touch.
You know, that's true, but that's another, I guess that's just a pet peeve I have. Like, if I'm playing with, like, a coin or something, like a quarter, and then my hand smells like quarter, and I'm not gonna have a good day now. It's gonna have a
Okay.
quarter kind of hand. And
Okay.
that's just a me thing, I guess. I've never seen anyone agree with me. There used to be those kids, right, that, like, you'd make Play-Doh yourself, and it'd be like, oh, you can eat it, and then they would show you by doing it, and it never made sense to me. You know what I swear to God, I will end this call. That was the one friend of David.
I wish that I committed to that more. I really could have calmed down or something.
I really wish you didn't. But anyways, I would love to move on for this. So I want
Okay.
for the people to know either your first impression that we've had with each other, or like how we first met, or even both, whichever one like sparks joy.
I vividly remember the first time that we met. It was at Transition, which is our college Bible study, and I'd been going. It was in December, and I'd been going the whole first semester, but I really like was not close or friends with anyone. And then like at one point, me and my friend, we like started just meeting more people. And so then there was this one where I was there and I knew Luke, and he was
My
the only
roommate.
person. Yeah, your old roommate. He was the only person. My friend that I went with, she wasn't there that night, and I found the Bible study through my cousin, Becca.
Becca, yeah.
Yeah, shout out. But anyways, that night I only knew Luke. He was one person that I knew, and I'd met him like the week before because Zoe had met him.
Really? Did you knew Luke before? I don't know
Well,
if I knew that.
Zoe had gone one week where I couldn't go, and then that's when she met Luke for the first time, and then like became friends with him. And then like a couple nights later, then she was like hanging out with him, and then she called me and she was like, "Hey, I'm hanging out with Luke. Do you want to come hang out with us?" But yeah, so then Zoe and Luke were waiting outside my dorm, and then I go and I like meet Luke, and then we went and we were like hanging out that night, and then Luke was like, I think we were gonna go bowling, but he needed to go grab socks or something. I don't even remember. So we needed to go back to his dorm. So we walked to his dorm, walk in, and like at DCU, you can't go like in individual rooms. So we were just waiting in the common room while Luke went in his room. So then Luke's in his room, but he's like telling us to us in the common room, and he's like, "Oh, hey, here's David. This is my roommate, by the way." But we're standing in the common room, and we can't see David, so we're like...
Because I did not want to get out of bed. I was so mad at something else that I was like taking it out on these people I thought I'd never meet again.
Yeah, so then Zoe and I are in the common room, and we're like, "Hi, David, nice to meet you." And you're like, "Hi." Like, didn't even show your face or anything. And I was like, "Okay, keep working."
Did we not like even see each other?
No, literally did not see your face. You did not get out of bed.
Yeah. It wasn't at that moment when I would have thought, oh, we're going to have a podcast in a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been that was like a year and a month ago today. Or no, actually it wasn't. It was a couple months.
Must have been longer, I think.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to that, I think.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so then when we were walking back, then I think Luke like joked about it. He was like, he's just he's got a huge assignment due, so he's like stressed about it or something.
I'm gonna have to have Luke on this show now just to explain his experience.
Yeah, what was his side of the story? So then everyone was going to In-N-Out, and then like I said, I knew two people, Luke and my cousin Becca. And before I literally met Luke that week, so normally I just like hung out with Becca or like made small talk with people before I like actually was comfortable there. So then everyone was like, "Hey, let's go to In-N-Out." So then Levi, her fiance now, gets in his Expedition, and like 12 of us pile in the car, and Becca's like, "Here, sit up front with me." So I was like, "Okay." So then Levi's in the driver's seat, Becca and I are split in the passenger seat. All of a sudden, this dude who I've never met before is like starting to like fight. By fight I mean like whine and argue with my cousin about wanting the front seat or wanting to sit in the what's it called, like the
center console.
Yeah.
Which was like 15 minutes after I met her, and we were like fighting.
Yeah, it was immediate. I thought you guys had known each other for like a year and we're like a brother-sister relationship where you're like
at
literally
that point
stuck.
we were.
Yeah.
Like a whole family history had formed in that second.
Yeah.
It was great.
And so basically that was the entire In-N-Out experience, was this guy, and so I don't even think I figured out your name at that point. It was just this random guy who was like fighting for the front seat, and at one point you did climb into the center console, and I was like, hey. Anyway, so then we go back to the house, and so then we're all like walking in, and I had like a game with me that I brought in my backpack. It's called Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And we're all kind of like looking for something to do because everyone else like went out to the backyard, but it was cold outside. So then the four of us stayed in, the four of us being me, Luke, David, and Taylor, who I also had no idea who this girl was.
She'll be on the podcast undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I just like sat down and I was like, I have this game if we want to play. So then I like taught them the game and we're playing. And I just remember it was like fun. Like we had a good time. But
Okay.
I remember my first impression of like actually like interacting with you was when we were like doing the cards, and I like we'd been playing for a while, like probably like 15 minutes at this point, and I like did something stupid where I like, because it's like a slapping game, so I was like, ah, and then immediately, like no hesitation, you like made fun of me and you're like, nah, and like immediately I was like, okay, that was funny.
I think that's like the most David and Julia experience.
Yeah.
Like if you had to be like, "Oh, how's your guys' friendship?" We would just show them that clip, and it would just be like, "Wow," and just me making
Yeah.
fun of you, and you being like, "Oh, that's funny." But yeah, do you think at that moment you're like, "Okay, we're friends." Like not maybe not now, but in the future, this is gonna be like, in a year we'll have a podcast kind of deal.
Okay. I was like, yeah, he's cool. Like we're gonna be friends. He can make fun of me.
Yeah.
I know the
Okay.
exact moment for you where you were like, all right, she's kind of cool.
Oh, what is it?
And it was in January, right after winter break, and we had gone on the church retreat, and we like had hung out like kind of a little bit during that, and we played War, the card game, like on a kitchen counter, like because we were bored and it was kind of awkward because we had the most boring game of all time while everyone else, I don't even know.
Is that when we were just like audibly like, "Wow, this really sucks. Like this isn't fun."
Yeah, like both actively not having a good time, but just continuing to do it. 'Cause
We
we were
played
bored.
so many games though, like 20 in a row, just of us being like, "This isn't fun." Oh, you won,
Yeah.
haha.
So like that happened.
I think we were definitely friends before that. Like I think I would tie it back to like
Really?
whatever taco cat cheese pizza
Really?
is that what it's called?
Yeah, Taco Cat Go
Okay.
Cheese.
But yeah, I remember like playing that card game. That's why I think like that entire like day could have happened, but if I hadn't made fun of you, I don't think we'd be friends. Like
Interesting.
those would all be memories, but it's just like that was a significant like click for both of us. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
but
would
yeah, that just holds all our friendship together. We get a time traveler to just go and ruin that moment, and everything else is gone.
All bets are off.
All bets are yeah. We're not here right now. I'm talking
Right.
to like Luke right now.
Yeah.
Just feeling like, oh, you remember that girl we played a board game with? I don't either.
Yeah. Who was that?
Yeah, exactly. So I think we've come a long way, and I
Okay.
think I feel like in the future making friends that's like our answer, right? Like as a Julia Geving, for being you, I would be like, oh, I just need somebody to make fun of me, and then you being a
Yeah.
David Sanchez, just make fun of someone, and boom, either it takes off or it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I would completely agree with that statement.
Like, I can't say I've replicated. No, I've definitely replicated it. I think that's, like, actually how I do make friends. I'm just really mean. And if somebody laughs, it's like, oh, okay, we're joking. And then we're friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for you, I don't know. Can you say you have the same experience? Do people make fun of you and you're just like, I'll laugh at this guy? How does that work?
It kind of depends. I think the way that
Yeah.
you made fun of me in that instance, that cracked me up. I thought that was hilarious. Where it's just
I think that is
this-
funny, too. There is a difference between me just being a jerk, like, oh, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't
Yeah.
do that.
Like if you were to be like, dude, what are you wearing? And you were like this guy I'd never met before, I'd be like, dude, bye. But then, like, I don't need to talk to you. But
Honestly.
it was the way that you like this guy who I literally just met, and it was like mocking me, like something that I did, like nah, nah. Like I was like, okay, because like if you think about it, I don't think it was necessarily making fun. I think it made me feel more comfortable, if anything, because like I was probably making like a stupid noise because I like felt awkward or was like, I don't know, uncomfortable. So then when
No, I
you
like
did
this.
that, then I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like he is like, he's being nice right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I want to go further into this. Let's get into the psychological part of the show. Where do you
Okay.
think that comes from? So, like, do you think it's like an acceptance thing? Like, I made a noise, you made a noise. I feel like that's how like animals do
Like a
it, right?
call.
Like,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if a rhino just, what does a rhino make? If an elephant makes like the trunk sound, and then another elephant does it, they're buddies now, right?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know if that's real, but if they replicate each other's sounds, that would be something.
Yeah. No, I think
Because we
that's
invented a language right
scientifically
there.
accurate.
That's what we did. We
Yeah.
invented a language. You and I, we were
That's
just
true.
like, because all languages are just different sounds, right? So we had connected. That really means nothing. I'm gonna cut that.
Okay. Leave it in. Leave it in.
Leave it in. Honestly, I don't know how to edit, so I'm gonna like leave everything in that I keep saying
Yeah, I think
uncut.
all of this is just
It's good enough.
organic.
We're 30 minutes in. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
I need like somebody else to host this. That would make it so much easier for me.
You just need to be interviewed.
Which would make no sense because it's like my name in the title.
Well, maybe down the line we'll do one. I'll interview you or something,
Well, yeah.
or have
And
someone else interview you.
that's a good enough segue because I want to talk about our down the line since this is the first episode.
Okay.
And so I kind of like what we're doing now is like good representation because like we're gonna definitely do those weird like talk about Pixar movies that have nothing to do with anything, and that's really good enough. Like honestly, that could be a whole episode. We can also talk like reminisce, be like, oh, this is my first impression. This is why I don't hate you, but I should. you know. And like a good how did we meet also, like sometimes becoming friends is even better than like when we first like acknowledge each other, as we'll see with many other friends coming up. I don't know. That's just the thoughts. There's some pretty big plans coming up. I don't know when. I think I need like some more guests on the show or something. If you can recall, before we started this, and we did talk about this before the show actually, but we had come up with different ideas what this podcast should be, and I had labeled them under the mini podcast of Julia Geving. And so these were some joint ideas we had.
It was
so
a
the
joint
first
experience.
one, yeah, there you go. So the first one we collectively agreed on was we were gonna build social trends. I don't know what we meant by that. How would you build a social trend? What does that even mean to you?
To me,
I
I would say.
Okay, please speak, child.
Okay. Building social trends, I would say. I would look at it as going. I think to build a social trend, you'd have to go against the norm.
Okay.
But so, like, if you wanted to build, I don't know.
No. You're onto something. Because what I was
Okay.
thinking was, and this might be like an obscure reference because it's not a very popular episode, but you watched Phineas and Ferb, right? Undoubtedly, you had
Yes.
to have.
Yes.
So there's an episode where they create their own language, and it's like Pig Latin, but they say Ferb. But that's not the social trend. Then they have that whole song they're singing, and they're like, if you sneeze, you don't say bless you, you give somebody your shoe. It rhymes. But it's kind of like, yeah, because it's a social thing, right? To just say, like, bless you, even though it's like, why would I say that? And so I think that might be where we're headed. I don't know. What are you thinking? Does that all make sense?
Yeah, no, that does.
Okay, it's Julia approved. Can you give me a little Julia?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Julia, thumbs up. Next we have try to translate Polish music. I don't know how that came about. It sounds
When
very
did we come up with these?
self-explanatory.
I don't remember them.
Hey, we agreed on these because I know there's other ones we didn't, and we had to keep taking them off. But that's what we agreed on.
Okay.
I don't know
I
how we're
love
gonna
the
do
idea.
that.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know how that's even possible.
I think it'd be fun though. Just try and. Here's what I would do.
Does it
for
get
that.
the approval? I'm gonna say it's
Yeah,
like a half approval for me, just because
I'm
I
gonna
don't
put
think
it
it's
like
that fun.
here.
Yeah, it's like a.
I'm like not
What is it,
quite
70?
here, but like not quite there. Like
The next one,
Yeah.
and this could be fun, but could it? I have cursed casting, which I can only assume it means that we're gonna cast movies with like really obscure people, or recast movies with obscure, maybe future movies. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
Is that? What do you think?
Here's what I'm thinking. Did you see that video of the person who took the movie Titanic? Okay. And they took out Kate Winslet. Completely removed her. Their
Kate
CGI
Winslet,
skills
okay.
were phenomenal. Okay, Rose. They took her out.
Is she just not in it?
Wherever, no, hold on. Wherever
Okay.
she was,
That would be funny
they
too.
input a cat.
That's
So it's
the
like,
whole
you know,
movie.
yeah, but it's like really well done.
That
So nothing about the movie changes. Nothing at all. Except,
it's just that sounds definitely like I got your seal of approval on that one.
absolutely.
Okay, good. We have write indie songs. I'm bored of that one already. Yeah. That look just this one sounds hard. Create conspiracy theories.
That is hard.
That's hard, but like, is it? You
I
know,
feel like
did you ever do this in like middle school where you would like get one word and try to tie it to the Illuminati?
no.
So you'd be like any random word. You could be like Julia Geving, which I guess isn't easy, but you'd like, oh, Julia is a teacher. Teachers do this, blah blah blah, and then you just are like, and that's why she's
Okay.
tied to the Illuminati. It's like that. That's the best I got.
Okay.
Yo,
Like
this whole
the
bit is not worth
Wikipedia
putting
searches.
in.
No, I like it.
Oh,
I like this.
but this
I like
next
my
one.
stamp of approval. That one's like here.
Yeah.
There's potential, but it's a lot of work. You got to come up with a conspiracy theory, and like that takes a lot of research. Like
Okay.
you want to be able to back it up. So that's just a lot of time to plan
You're
and
right.
prepare.
And it depends on the
beforehand.
guest too. Like it's like already a set thing in stone. Like it's not even a theory, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
This last one, and I don't know how we agreed on this because it doesn't even sound like something you'd agree to. It was read scripts and change the tone. Because we were
Yeah.
like, we'd make Titanic a horror movie. Titanic. A horror movie and like, you know, comedies like a
Titanic.
sad movie and all that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a valid one.
I
But
love
what
it.
I was gonna say is I want to just write a script, and thank you. I want to write a script and have like when we have enough people that was on the podcast, we'd have them all come back and read it. So I'd write it out ideally, and then I'd have like everybody. I don't know how many people I can have on here, probably a lot.
Yeah.
I'd have like a lot of people on here, and then I would like assign. I'd like honestly like do casting for this. Like I wouldn't just give
Yeah.
people what they want. I'd be like, oh, this would have to be good, you know?
Yeah.
It's just thoughts. Just a thoughts.
That's so fun. I like that.
Is
a
it?
lot.
Okay. I'm glad you liked it, because I didn't want to pass it on before then. Like, do you have a favorite Peanuts character?
I like the sandy one where it's got a dirt cloud around him.
Pigpen? I don't like Pigpen,
Is he the
man.
one who? He's just the only one that comes to mind. Is he the one
Yeah.
who gets a rock, or is that Charlie
That's Charlie.
for Halloween?
Pigpen
I
gets
got a
too
rock.
much, just like, he doesn't get any, like, shame for how dirty he is. Like,
Okay, maybe. Ow. Maybe I can change my answer.
Yeah.
Is her name Sally?
Sally, the little sister?
Yeah.
you mean
no,
Lucy?
actually, I don't. Lucy, maybe. Well, who's
Lucy's
like the
kind of
mean
like
girl?
a jerk. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I thought, this is what I learned about Lucy today when watching 3 hours straight of the Emmy-nominated Peanuts movies, or shows.
Okay.
I don't know what they were. But, Lucy has, like, this really funny bit where not only is she, like, the meanest person around, but she's such a narcissist. She has a whole song where she thinks she deserves to rule the world because one day she'll be pretty. And I think that was, like, the funniest thing to me. Like, I was like, huh, I like her thinking. Like,
I like
That's-
that she's gonna be pretty one day.
just, yeah,
Like, not
she
now.
said, like,
Her time's
she's-
not now.
her words were, I will be pretty. And I was like, huh, like, okay. But she still got, like, that, like, God, like, what is it called? Like, God personality?
Complex?
No. God complex, that's what it is. She has
Yeah.
that at a young age. They're playing Simon Says, and she pushes the kid out of the way. It makes them play Lucy Says. And I was like, huh. And, you know.
I kind of remember that.
Have you seen that? Okay, this was new to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then there's also, do you know who Peppermint Patty is? But she had this whole dance number about, like, she may not be the prettiest or as smart as Lucy, but she's fit. And she's like, I like to run 5 miles a day. I was like, 5? And she was like, I do 100 push-ups. And I was like, 100? And yeah. And then
Really?
it gone into, like, she does, like, marathons for swimming. Yeah, I don't know. See, there's a lot to think about the Peanuts. That's why I'd make a great script. Like, think about
Yeah.
Charlie. This boy has, like, some kind of, like, thing going on in him. And I feel bad. I feel for the boy. I do. Like, he's just always
Okay.
nervous all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I think the Peanuts cast or whatever. I
Uh-huh.
think that they're similar to Winnie the Pooh, where like each of them
Oh,
represent
no, not that
like
theory.
something.
I hate
Or, like-
that. Makes me sad. They didn't do that on purpose. So, like, Tigger has ADHD. It's just like, why? He can't be happy?
Just,
Or is it who Eeyore has, like, depression? Oh, maybe?
yeah,
I don't know.
Eeyore does
I
have
guess I
depression
can't.
though.
He does
Well,
have
the
depression, I
Winnie the Pooh
guess.
theory, I think it is. I think it applies. I think it all makes sense.
It does. It's
'Cause
like a
Piglet
little
has
too
anxiety.
easy. I don't know. I just think it's too easy. It's just like a weird theory. It makes me sad when people do that. Like, did you ever see that TikTok where they did like, oh, what's his name? Christopher Robin's like a serial killer. And Like, he chopped off a kid's leg and made him Tigger. I hate that. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I could see them doing, like, Charlie Brown has anxiety, and this is how it makes the most of it? The best
of it.
and or most of it.
That's so wholesome. Maybe
Is
that's
it?
the bright side of life, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, something really big I noticed about, like, when watching it is Snoopy brings them all together. Like, we love Snoopy because he's so versatile.
True.
One day he's riding an airplane, the other he's just a cool guy. Like, he's got, like, shades on, he goes to school and
Yeah.
stuff. Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember the cool part,
I'll
but
type it in. He goes by, I think his name is Joe Cool. It wasn't in the episode, but when I typed in Joe, that immediately showed up on Google.
oh really?
So it must be a
Snoopy
known
is
thing.
low key like the Perry the Platypus of Charlie Brown.
Before the
or,
Perry the
you know.
Platypus, you know?
Right,
You're
yeah.
right. What can I
Like
find
he
images?
walked so Perry could run.
Honestly, I don't think we give him the credit he deserves for it.
No.
I'm trying to find a picture of him, but
As soon as you said him, I think I might say that Snoopy's my favorite, simply because of
that's
the
too easy.
Thanksgiving movie, where he like
where he
literally
like
makes them
cooks
a
up that
Thanksgiving
whole.
feast.
That is a good reason.
Like, what dog is gonna do that? Not mine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not my dog either, and I think he's really
Yeah.
cool for that. I guess I'll get to that bridge when I get there, if we even get 10
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah,
I'm
we
really
will.
banking on us having 2 viewers for this episode.
Okay,
Anyways.
this is our starting point.
This is our starting point, which is a good tie-in to our ending point, because I want to get to our last inside joke. I asked you to reveal one inside joke for us, which could just be a story, but I want to end this episode with you giving the audience just a little, like, only David and Julia story.
I think that the story I'm gonna go with is
Okay.
ready? It was
ready.
like
Go ahead.
it was in like, I don't know, April of 2021, right before our spring semester ended. And how the night started was we had planned to watch a series of unfortunate events, and
What a
I had
show.
like a lot of DQs and homework to do. So I was like, okay, I can come over, but I like need to work on this stuff. And you're like, okay. So then I come over, bring my computer. I'm like not doing a thing I like started my DQs, and then you tried to write my DQs for me, which is just a classic David move.
Honestly, you never let me submit them, even though some of them, no, they're all bad.
To be fair,
Please keep
I
going.
was just about to say there was quite a few where I left like some major plot points from you in there.
Is that true?
I
didn't know
modified
that.
them. Yeah. No, I'd modified them so that they were like what they're supposed to be talking about, but I let you take the reins.
I took
sometimes.
center stage, yeah, and no credit.
Yeah.
I am a writer,
And
that is
basically,
the punishment of writing.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
curse.
that night's progression, I think, and you know how that night progressed, but it, I think, really just describes our friendship.
Well, you can't say that. You can't say that night progressed and not tell people but that progressed too.
I know, I'm getting there. That's,
Okay.
I'm saying that's how the night was supposed to start out, or like that's
We're
how
gonna
it
get
was
letters,
supposed to start
man. Angry letters.
out. They're going to write the check. But then, basically, that was the plan. Hey, that was the plan. That actually really scared me. I was like, "There's something in your camera, David."
Sorry, just forgetting the screen
Who is
time.
that? There was that was what all we were doing. We were just hanging out, watching TV, and I was supposed to be doing my DQs, which I was not doing. Okay. And then eventually we were like playing cards again. We were playing Skip-Bo, and then I don't know, probably War at some point, maybe. But we were playing cards, and then my laptop was closed. Homework wasn't even whatever. I don't even think I got it done. But then David and I have a shared affinity for Coco. So then at some point we put on Coco instead. We turned off a series of unfortunate events. I don't think we were vibing with it after all that.
We got like 5
turmoil.
episodes in. We were like, oh, we only saw like 30 minutes of this.
Literally, yeah. We were not appreciating it for what it was. So then we watched Coco, and then had to be out by midnight. All right, because that's our
That's
GPU
right.
curfew.
That's it.
I can't be in your
Yeah,
room
that's
past
the
midnight.
curfew.
So then 11:50, we're still hanging out, like still going strong. At this point, David you're begging me to go and like go to go either to Village Inn.
To a Village Inn? Julie, do you know how that sounds? To a hotel?
No, Village Inn.
Village Inn is a hotel, isn't it?
No, it's like IHOP.
No, that's... We went to Whataburger. What are you...
Right now. No.
Village Inn is not IHOP.
Do you know what Village Inn is? Look it
Yeah,
up
it's
right
like
now.
a hotel.
No,
it's a hotel.
You buy like pies. You buy pies.
I've never heard of that in my life.
David.
We went to Whataburger, and that was all I wanted.
No.
Oh, no, you're right. But it's not like a... No, wait.
Oh, I'm thinking
Village
of Waffle
Inn.
House. I'm thinking of Waffle House.
Yeah, Village Inn is a hotel. I wasn't begging you to go to a hotel. I really want that to be clear. Yeah, so the night progressed.
Well,
series of fortunate events happened.
Basically, yeah. You really wanted to go, like, get food or something.
To Waffle House.
It's already... Yeah, you wanted Waffle House, not Village Inn.
And we had a wedding the next morning. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we did have a wedding the next day. And keep in mind also, I was literally going over there to do homework, probably hang out like an hour, like maybe 2 hours, and then I was going to go back by like 10 or 11.
Uh-huh.
So then at 11:50, we're thinking about what we're going to do. I'm like, dude, no, we're not going out to get food. It's too late. I'm too tired, whatever. I don't know what my reasoning was. And then somehow, some way, I don't know how, but you convinced me to go to Whataburger, of all places, which I'd never been to. I'd literally never been to Whataburger.
Which is a big step down from Village Inn, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, Village Inn is...
It's like the
I
opposite.
clearly had high hope for that, but it's we went to Whataburger, and we literally left GCU at like 1 a.m. at this point. And we get in your car, and I remember you put me on aux, and I played solely Disney music, and we were listening to Disney songs, and
I mean, we were on the Disney high. We just saw Coco and Princess and the Frog.
We were on.
We should have saw Cars while we're at it. The definitive Pixar movie.
And then we went and got Whataburger, and we got these disgusting sandwiches. It was like French toast for the bread, and then like chicken tenders, and then like what was the sauce? It was like
there was a specific sauce because that like made the whole sandwich, right? It was like named after the sauce or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. But it was so good. Anyway, but it was like good in the moment, as I recall.
Yeah, no, I think
maybe because we were having fun that time. We were just like drunk off of fun. Yeah. And so we're acknowledging like this is really good, but the next time we have these, I'll probably throw up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And at this point, it was like almost 2 a.m. because then we like went and we were just driving around. Like we literally, I think, looking back on it now that I like have had a car here and can like picture where we were, we literally drove to Scottsdale and back because we went down
away. No?
Like 30 minutes to 30? Like okay. If you keep going, it's like definitely an hour. But we kept going down Camelback and literally went into like neighborhoods in Scottsdale, and then finally
Scottsdale, you're right.
we turn the car around, and then we go and we park in front of that fancy fountain at 2:00 in the morning.
That's right, because we couldn't go to the super cool sign.
Yeah, because they turned it off because it was like so late. That's and so then dumb. we ate our disgusting sandwiches that were so phenomenal, and then that was it, I think, and then we went back.
That was the end of the adventure, yeah. Well, yeah, I remember that. That's a very vivid like Julia memory because it's like. For the sake of the many friends, what makes you so different from like other friends is we always have that like drunk off of like whatever we're doing fun. Yeah. Which is like ironic because you're not a drinker, but a person who drinks. Drinker sounds weird in my head. But, which is but that was funny. Yeah.
I think what like you and I's friendship, it's so like funny because we feed off of each other's energy so well. But then, like, it really depends on where we're at, because if we're both, like, really mellow or, like, really, like, tired or something, like, on the lower spectrum, then, like, we're not going to have that much fun, and we're like, hey. Like, how's it
And that's
going?
right, yeah. Because we've had those moments where we're just like both dead on a couch and like, how you doing? I'm tired. Yeah, me too. And then we stare at nothing for 30 minutes.
That literally, like, that has
And it's like,
happened
wow, I had
before.
a really good talk with Julia today.
Yeah. But then if
And
you
that's
and
like
I are
it.
both like on crack and like going bouncing off the walls, then like we just escalate each other even more.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That's,
no, that's like the definitive Julia thing.
hmm.
Here's Chubby telling us that our time is up. We have hit our
Okay.
hour, and I think it's a good time to sign off. I think we've got through a
I
lot
agree.
today.